What's up, y'all? It's your main man Antonio here with your live picks for the week. I'm going with Romanov over Blagoy. Ivanov. Ivanov is tough. Okay, so I don't think there's gonna be a stoppage here from a knockout shot. I think that Romanov is gonna beat him with his wrestling ability. He's gonna win out some rounds, and then the thing that I am concerned about with Romanov is his cardio. His last fight versus Volkov, that cardio was gone. It was gone after the first round, and he'd been putting on that extra weight. He weighed in, I think, at 264.5. That last fight, he's weighing in at 264 this week. This fight, so that gives me a little cause to pause there. But overall, I'm gonna go with him. We'll see if that cardio holds up. My next lock for the week, I have Ariana Lipsky over Melissa Gatto. Now, Melissa Gatto is freaking ripped, okay? Beast, right? But I think she's going to have some issues taking Lipsky down. I just think Lipsky's defense is pretty dang good. I mean, I think what in her last three fights, the takedowns were 0 of 16. She hasn't been taken down one time in her last three fights. And to have 16 attempts and you not getting taken down once, that means your takedown defense is good. So I think it's going to be a little bit difficult there for her. But I also know that Ariana Lipsky is better on the feet. To me, as of what we've seen in the history, Ariana Lipsky is better on the feet. So if this is a stand-up fight, I do know Melissa Gatto got better with her stand-up. She gave Tracy Cortez a little bit of work last fight with the stand-up. So, even though she lost mostly because of the wrestling abilities, and she was just being controlled way too much on the ground. I don't see this being a ground fight. I see this being more of a stand-up fight. I see Melissa Gatto trying to get her to the ground, but I don't see her being very successful. So yeah, I got Ariana Lipsky in this one. Carol Hoza versus Yana Santos is going to be a tough one. I'm not 100% sure who I got in that one yet. I think that Yana Santos is a dog. She likes to make fights grimy. She likes to put you against the fence, clinch you, throw shots at you, things like that. And she will try to bum rush you. I think Carol Hoza, though, is just a better striker. I just think personally her shots got more pop in them. They look better. They just seem better in that area. She is gonna have to contend with Santos in that clinch position because Santos, if it's up to her, I could see her trying to just grind a victory out. She's one of those type of fighters. Um, Man, when it comes to when it comes to the grappling, I think I would give Hosa the advantage on that one. They both get controlled a pretty good amount, so it's about who's going to initiate the grappling for me. Um, and I think Hosa is really good with that. I think she's strong as well. I think they're both strong. Um, Weigh in, Santos looked a little bit more impressive, but we'll see. We'll see. If I'm gonna if a gun was put to my head and I had to make a pick, I would go with Carol Hosa. But that fight's kind of up in the air to me. Michael Morales versus Max Griffin. That one's gonna be a good fight. That's gonna be a tough fight. Max Griffin is a vet, man. He's a vet. He's a vet of great quality, great fighter. He just fought Tim Means in his last fight, I believe. He grinded Tim Means out, and if you're grinding out Dirty Bird, I mean, much respect to you. Okay, so Max Griffin is a dog. He's a vet. He's been in the game for a while, and he's going against a young guy like Michael Morales, who's looking real good, looking real good, but the competition isn't the same. So this is a step up. This is a big step up. We're gonna see if he's ready for it. I think they both have power. I would probably say Morales got a little bit more power. I mean, that man can sting you with a jab, with a straight. I mean, it really doesn't matter. I'm definitely giving him the strength advantage in that. I think in the wrestling category, I think one of the biggest things to look at is the fact that in the last three fights, Michael Morales has been controlled, has been taken down at a percentage of 13%. Okay. And I think that says a lot because I do think Max Griffin is going to wrestle. Now, I do think Max Griffin is going to get him down at least once in that fight. Will he be able to get him down multiple times? We shall see. I think on the feet, man. I think for me, Michael Morales is just more impressive. He's just a little bit more impressive on the feet. They're both very capable, very, very capable. Because Max Griffin can put your lights out. Michael Morales can put your lights out. Similar type of speed, not too much of a difference. It's not like a slow guy versus a fast guy here. They're both pretty quick, both pretty strong. You know, Max Griffin is a strong man, and so is Michael Morales. I mean, when you look at him at the weigh-in, the way that he was towering Max Griffin, but not, when you see guys that are typically taller than a guy, they'll be a little bit skinnier, things like that. But he still looked big, he still looked big. So I'm expecting his strength to carry over pretty good with Max, who's giving him a little bit harder of a time to get taken down. Now, the thing that Michael Morales needs to work on is putting his hands up. I mean, goodness gracious. That man has his hands down a few times too much sometimes. Get hit with shots he shouldn't get hit with. I know people got, that's their style and whatnot, but that could be an issue because Max Griffin does have the power to take you out. So, with all that considered, you got vet versus newcomer. I think I'm going to go with the newcomer on this one, man. And don't quote me because, like I said, this one is up in the air for me, just like the last one. But I just think that the young guy is about to get it done, man. The length, I think the strength, I think the ability on the feet, and the fact that he doesn't get taken down a lot. Adam Fugit, who just went versus Mike Malott, got him down once. So, that's here or there, but he didn't get him down again, and I think he got him down in the first round. So he learned from his mistakes there. I expected him to continue to grow, to continue to learn from his mistakes. And I expect this to be a good fight, but I'm giving the edge to Michael Morales. Grant Dawson versus Damir Ismagulov. This one's in the air as well. I think this is a more striker versus grappler here. I think that it's obvious that Grant Dawson has the grappling advantage. I think it's also obvious that Damir has the stand-up advantage. He's faster, way better. He's just more fluid. That quickness. He pops his shots really well. Damir is definitely more versatile. He's more willing to try things, and so I think on the feet you got to give it to Damir, but on the ground, vice versa. I think that Grant Dawson is absolutely phenomenal. He's absolutely phenomenal. And, Damir's defense on takedowns is, I think, like 9 of 28, which is great, right? But I think in the last three fights, and I'm talking about in the last three fights, and I think in the last three fights, Grant Dawson tried to take these guys down like 34 times. He took 34 attempts in his last three fights. So he's has more attempts in his last three fights than, attempts to Damir. I think Grant Dawson is not going to be deterred by a stop takedown because Damir might stop a couple, but it's not going to stop Grant Dawson from keep going. And he's just going to keep going. He's just going to keep going. He's just going to keep going. Now, we got to see if his cardio will hold up. I mean, I don't have any reason to believe that it won't hold up. But I do think Damir is he's typically have a better cardio tank. but he also doesn't wrestle like Grant. So when you take that in consideration, Demir may look better at the end of the fights, more energized, but he's not wrestling like that. Um, I think that his best wrestling threat was definitely Arman Sarukian, and I mean that guy. I have nothing but utmost respect for Arman because I think he's a dog. I think he's that guy. But as far as this fight goes, striker versus grappler, we've seen this. If you're not putting that guy's lights out, most likely the grappler's gonna win. So I'm gonna go with Grant Dawson.